It is 3 months to my wedding in December, and my fiance, John, and I are driving to check out the venue for the ceremony. It's on a cliff overlooking the ocean. Beautiful, but scary. A little like marriage. So John pulls the car all the way to the edge, and then he turns to look at me, and his face is full of love and hope for our future. And that's the perfect moment for me to tell him, I don't love you anymore. And John doesn't say a word. He opens the car door, he steps out, and he goes to the edge. And I sit there watching. And a while later, John steps back into the car. And all he says is, so who gets the dogs? Which is, for men, means, okay, fine, you want to break up, you crazy bitch. And I respond as most women would, which is, I don't want to talk about it right now, which means I'm getting the dogs, you just don't know it yet. So we drive back home to our 5 dogs. Yes, I'm a bit crazy. And all this while I'm thinking, did she know this was going to happen? Did she know? Because flashback to a few months before when I was trying to decide whether or not to break up with John. And I asked people, what should I do? And people said, well, what you do is you make 2 lists, right? Pros and cons. So pros would be, I don't spend the rest of my life with someone I don't love. And cons would be, maybe I spend the rest of my life alone, and one day I'm eaten by the dogs. So I'm really confused. And I know that life decisions, you can't make them up here. They're not logical. But I'm Asian. What else do I know, right? And then one day, I get help from an American company called Groupon. So if you remember Groupon would send you these daily deals, right? And one day, the subject title said, "Psst, want to know your future?" So I click it, and it says, today's deal, 90% off. Meg, the psychic, will answer questions about your future. Now, I don't believe in this frou-frou, magic, psychic stuff, right? But I'm Singaporean, 90% off. If you don't buy it, you get caned, okay? So I buy it, and a short time later, I find myself in front of like the tiniest, saddest apartment in the most rundown neighborhood. And I'm thinking, 90% off Groupon deal. Did Meg the psychic know her future? Still, I go in there, and Meg says, okay, you can ask me 3 questions. Okay, first question, Meg, am I going to marry my boyfriend? And I hold out my palm for her to read, but she slaps it away. And she says, I don't do this magic frou-frou stuff, okay? I read auras, the light from within you, because the answer is already here. So basically, she doesn't know. So, okay, Meg, am I going to marry him? And Meg looks deep into me, and she says, you'll marry someone named Jay. Jay? His name starts with the letter J. How did she know that? I never mentioned John's name. Okay, question 2. Meg, will I have my own kids? And again, she looks deep into me and she says, you'll be pregnant on your 40th birthday. How did she know that I'm almost 40? Last question, Meg, how many children will I have? And she frowns. You'll have 2 children, but there's a bonus 3rd kid. A bonus 3rd kid? How does Meg know that John already has a daughter from a previous marriage? I mean, Meg, she knows. So fast forward to present day. And a few months ago, I was clearing out some stuff, and I came across my wedding invitation. And on the front, it had the initials A and J. And I look over at my husband of 10 years, Jeff. So Jeff and I met 3 weeks after I broke up with John, and I knew that he was the one because he likes dogs. So the dogs, they're gone now. We didn't eat them, they didn't eat us, just to be clear. But in their place, we have Amelia, our daughter, who was born 4 months after my 40th birthday, and Elena, our second daughter, who was born 3 years after. But there's no bonus third child, and I'm a bit too old. Or is there? So I look over, and there he is, jumping, yelling, screaming, my 52-year-old man-child. And you know, she always knows. Thank you.